Training Package by Aanza Saif 6B. Oh hello, you guys wanted to work as tour guides in the Provincial Tour Guide Incorporation, right?
Yup.
Why else would we be here?
Just finish already.
Well, I'm glad you guys look forward to this meeting. So in your guys' training package, there will be information of how the provincial government is structured. What are the responsibilities of the government? How are representatives elected at provincial level? The difference between a member of the Legislative Assembly and a cabinet minister. And lastly, what is the role and status of the Lieutenant Governor?
Is it over yet?
Of course that wasn't. Those were the things we would be going over today.
Yeah, from the training package.
Okay, so let's move on to our first slide.
How is the provincial government structured? The government of the province is structured by a constitutional monarchy. The Legislative Assembly of Alberta consists of 87 members. That means there are 87 lays in Alberta. Most people might think that the Premier just has control of the entire province in their hands, but unfortunately that's not the case. The Premier is usually found as part of the legislature. The Premier selects lays to represent ministries, and they are referred to as cabinet ministers. The Premier usually selects people from his or her party, because they trust them and they want people they trust to represent their ideas. The cabinet minister's job is to present bills that the Premier has assigned.
Since you guys are new to the job, you must have questions.
Oh, so that's why you're here.
What is a constitutional monarchy?
A constitutional monarchy is where the country is ruled by a king or queen. For Canada we have a queen. Her name is Queen Elizabeth II. Her only limit is the Constitution.
We already knew what a queen was.
We knew what a queen was, but we didn't know whatever the constitutional monarchy was.
And now you know.
Man, just stop arguing. Let's move on to more questions. So what is an MLA?
Oh, I know this. ML stands for Member of the Legislative Assembly.
So he does know something.
I know more than you ever could.
What is a premier?
A premier is the provincial government. Our current premier is Jason Kenney.
From the Conservatives.
And our ministries, the departments for cabinet ministers.
You got it.
What are cabinet ministers?
Cabinet ministers are the decision makers of the province.
I already knew that. I just wanted to see if you were actually smart.
Of course you did.
What are bills?
A bill is the beginning of a new law. A bill must be agreed on to become a law.
Okay, I guess we are done.
What are the responsibilities of the government? In each of the 10 provinces in Canada, the provincial government is responsible for areas listed in the Constitution. The main responsibilities are education, health care, some natural resources, road regulations, and parks and recreation. Sometimes they share responsibility with the federal government. The 3 territories have their own governments, with responsibilities that are given to them by the federal government. In simple words, the government's job is to keep the citizens satisfied. How are representatives chosen at provincial level? Premier is elected by people from the province they are living in. Elections happen every 4 years. Premiers are the provincial government of a province. MLAs belong to different parties. In order to become premier, you need to have the most seats in the Legislative Assembly. Premiers don't need to be part of the MLA to lead the province, but in order to debate and speak up, they could choose to be. Cabinet ministers are chosen by the premier from MLAs. The cabinet minister's presence bills chosen by the premier to represent. By choosing a member of their own party, they would be most likely to do a better job at encouraging.
What are the differences between the responsibilities of a member of the Legislative Assembly and a cabinet minister? Most people might think cabinet members and MLAs are the same, but they aren't. Cabinet ministers are usually MLAs chosen by the premier. They are responsible for the constant activities of individual government ministries and presenting new laws. On the other hand, MLAs are supposed to vote on bills and decide whether to pass them or not. The questions that might be going through their heads may be, is this worthy for the community? Would the citizens approve? How big of an impact can this leave? Basically, the cabinet minister presence and the MLA's vote. What is the role and status of the Lieutenant Governor? Our current Lieutenant Governor of Alberta is Lois Mitchell, who has served in the role since the 12th of June, 2015. She is the 18th Lieutenant Governor of Alberta. The Lieutenant Governor role is to make sure the province has a premier. In case of an unexpected turn of events, the Lieutenant Governor has to make sure that the province is being held under control. Lois Mitchell is the first woman to become Lieutenant Governor. References